Good morning. I guess. Give me a second. All my stuff is trying to fall down. Okay. Okay. Let me just check something. Okay. Really just stalling here. So. Today is still more Artfight prep, except this time I'm making it harder on myself. I'm gonna draw my boy, my lovely boy Venom Strike. Give me a second to find his profile. Split water. There he is. Because I have I have a different piece of art of him with what was supposed to be an updated design, but that I actually don't like. Not that I'm particularly in love with this design either, but good morning. My throat. Anyway, so I'm gonna redesign this guy, Venom Strike. Normally I probably would not have thought to add him, but because the themes are specifically fossils and crystals, and this guy collects rocks, I need to add him, and I need to put a specification on his profile that he loves rocks and that he should be drawn holding rocks, because why not? Anyway, my boy. Actually, I'm going to probably I'm probably gonna just talk about this guy because I like him, and also I have the most to say about my my Sun Moon Eclipse characters. Because they have been rattling around in my brain for a long time. Before I start though, I need to look at something. Yeah, I did see you talking about Saris. Oh, she's very small. That's cool. Where did I put this information? Why did I do this to myself? Give me a second. Oh, I found it. Okay. Okay. I wanted to find Venom's family so I could talk about him better. He's got named family. You don't actually see them in the story, like the main story at all. And the extended story after the plot, or the main plot of Blood and Water. You only I've only explored only his mom and sister have shown up. His mom's not alive, so I don't know if she actually counts as showing up. But anyway, we have Venom Strike. He is a Sun Clan cat. But he was not born that way. He was born outside of the clans to I have her name written down as Copper, but I don't know if I want her name to be Copper. I'll just call her Copper for now. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, he was born to his mama, Copper, and alongside his litter mate, or his sister, Boa. They don't know their dad, but his name is Rattle, like a snake. There is a family line that Venom is a part of, where essentially kits are named after their second parent. So in Venom's case, he was named Venom. His original name is Snake Venom. But we have Snake Venom and Boa are named that way because their father was named Rattle, like a snake. And while their mother, Copper, also kind of fits that scheme of snake name, she would actually have been named after, like, the material copper. She probably, her second parent, one of her parents was probably named after a precious metal or something. Maybe steel. I don't know. It doesn't actually matter. But that is like the naming scheme. But anyway. So, Venom was existing with his parent, or with his mama, or his mom. I don't know why I am saying mama today. Existing with his... My music is too loud. Give me a second. Anyway, he grows up with his mom and sister until, while they are wandering around, near Sun Clan territory, they encounter a snake that bites Venom. Give me a second. Oops, sorry about that. My nail caught onto the mic. Anyway, so where was I? The snake, right. So Venom is bit by a snake, and he gets sick from that. I haven't decided what kind of snake. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that he doesn't die from the bite. Anyway. His mom panics, and, they are found by a Sun Clan patrol, and she begs for them to help her son, and so they bring her back to camp. And he stays in the healer's den for a bit. One characteristic of Copper and her ancestors is a need to travel, or a desire, I guess, to travel. They don't like staying in one place too long. They like to wander. And Copper feels really antsy about staying in camp for so long. And she can see that Venom seems to, as he's healing, he seems to like the cats of Sun Clan. And so she asks if he can stay, and when they say, yeah, sure, she's gone. She takes Boa and they leave. Without telling Venom, or without properly explaining it to Venom, he has a bad time. Because he's young, and he doesn't quite understand, like, why suddenly his mom is leaving. Give me another second. Okay. Look at him. He's so. Anyway. Excuse me. If you couldn't tell, I like my own characters. I love my guys. Anyway, so he's not having a good time. Venom is very clingy, and this is kind of where that stems from. His mom and sister, who he's grown up with and never went a day without, are suddenly gone to him. And though he likes SunClan, he kind of assumed if they were gonna stay, they were gonna stay as a family. And that's kind of what SunClan assumed as well. So he spends at least half a moon, he sneaks out of camp and goes to sit in the last place he saw his family. Oh, hello, Demissia, welcome. Anyway, he goes back to where he where he was bitten by the snake, essentially. And he sits and waits until he is found by a patrol and brought back to camp. And he does that for a while until it kind of sets in that they're not coming back. Anyway. With all of this, he also, like, he loses a family, but he also kind of gains a family. Her parents don't have names, but that's whatever. Venom is raised alongside, or he is adopted by and raised by the family of his best friend, Piper Shine. Sorry, it's been a while since I messed with this part of my timeline. I'll be honest, I forgot Piper's name for a second. Anyway, he is raised with Piper Shine. They are very close. They are practically siblings. And he also has another friend. Her name is Juniper Branch. The three are just like a squad, essentially. They are the friend group. And while Venom never quite recovers from feeling abandoned by his family, he learns to live happily in SunClan. Cut to, he is eventually apprenticed. I don't remember who I apprenticed him to, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, he's apprenticed, and he's enjoying his time as a warrior apprentice. And he's come to gain a habit of, whenever something good happens, he treats himself with a new shiny rock. There's like a little pebbly shore in Sun Clan territory by the river, and he goes and he collects a rock for like accomplishments and stuff. This will come to be kind of important later, maybe. Anyway, so I'm trying to make sure everything's okay. So yeah, he starts collecting rocks as he is apprenticed. And though cats are annoyed that they have to watch their step in the apprentice's den, especially when they are cleaning bedding, because this man keeps the rocks in his nest. It makes him happy, so. Next part of the story, we're gonna cut to the gathering. This wasn't Venom's first gathering. Probably his second or third. He's like 8 or 9 moons old at this point. And he is vibing as usual, and he accidentally runs into a scrawny little cat with a sour expression on his face. And though at first that cat is not at all friendly, he does eventually get him to open up, and he makes a new friend. And he likes his new friend, who introduced himself as Deadpaw, which Venom didn't take that name seriously until Deadpaw didn't react. It's literally Venom being like, "Hey, what's your name?" "A Deadpaw." "Oh, that's funny. Deadpaw? That's a joke, right?" No response. Anyway, that's not exactly how it happened. Whatever. Anyway. So they become friends. I'm trying to remember the timeline. So, is he literally dead or acts like a possum? He is neither. So, this is Dead Paw, by the way. He later, is named Sweet Storm. Quick little rundown about Dead Paw and why he's called that. So, Dead Paw was born to a cat named Sparkleap, as Eagle Kit, alongside his brother Sparrow Kit. He was named after his father, Eagle Storm. And Sparkleap was dealing with some mental issues while she was trying to raise her kits. And one day, Eagle Kit and Sparrow Kit sneak out of camp and make their way to the river, and they decide it would be fun to try and cross the river through, there's like stones that you can hop from to get to the Sun Clan side of the river, or to the other side of the river. Anyway, Sparrow Kit slips and Eagle goes in after him, and they are rescued by a Sun Clan patrol. And the reason he's named Dead Kit is because Sparrow Kit does not make it. He doesn't die that day, but he kind of just deteriorates. And Eagle gets better, but Sparrow doesn't. Sparkleap is devastated. She's already got a dead mate. By the way, Eagle Storm is dead. She already has a dead mate. Now she has a dead kit. She's worried that Eagle Kit is also going to take a turn for the worse, and in an act of anger, she renames Eagle Kit to Dead Kit. And the leader at the time, Osprey Star, is just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care what you name your child. And so he is officially Dead Kit. He is called Dead Kit by his mom when she talks to him, because after this point he's left in the nursery pretty much alone. Because by the time he's healed, he's almost 4 moons old, and the next oldest kits in the nursery are already apprenticed, and the next youngest kits are babies. So he's kind of just alone. And when he's apprenticed, the leader, Osprey Star, just forgets that there was any turmoil, because she had an argument with her deputy. You can't just let cats name their children Dead. And Osprey's like, why not? Hi, dog. Anyway, Osprey Star names him Deadpaw, and then Cole Speckle's like, no, he's Eagle Paw. But it's too late. The bullying begins. The older apprentices, Maple Paw and Rust Paw, bully him relentlessly and call him Deadpaw. Whatever, if it does. I'm trying to decide how big I want to make this. Anyway, he chooses to go by the name Deadpaw because he feels that's what he deserves, because that's how he's been treated by everyone around him. Anyway, don't worry, he gets a redemption. He'll be better someday. Anyway, give me a second before I continue Venom's story to... I'm trying to decide if I need to make him smaller, and flip him. Yeah, someday. He's a whole character thing. Anyway, I'll just make it big, and then if I need to, I'll just make a really big... Give me a second. Anyway, so Venom makes a new friend. And during the next gathering, he goes to look for Deadpaw, so they can talk again, and Deadpaw isn't there. So he's like, oh, I guess he just wasn't invited to this gathering, or he wasn't brought to this gathering. And he looks for him at the next one he goes to, and Deadpaw isn't there, and he asks a Moon Clan cat, like, where's Deadpaw? They're like, I don't know. He goes to the next one, and he doesn't find Deadpaw, and he asks again. He asks a different cat, and they inform him that Deadpaw went missing moons ago. So they have no idea where he is. And Venom feels that same kind of sinking feeling, that kind of feeling of abandonment, even though he didn't know Deadpaw very well. He thought he was gonna have a new friend. He deals with it by cramming it away. He shoves that way down. But anyway, next, give me a second. Okay. It's probably gonna get loud again, but give me a second. Anyway, so he goes a little bit feeling, he shoves these emotions down and tries not to think about it. And lucky for him, he won't have to, because it's like not even half a moon. It's like, I don't know how long it's been. It hasn't been that long. He learns that Deadpaw has vanished. Then as he gets on with his life, he accomplishes something, and he goes to find a new pebble as a treat. And while he is pebble hunting, he sees the most beautiful pebble. It's purple, and it's got like a swirl in it. It's just a very pretty pebble. And unfortunately for him, though, it's on Eclipse Clan territory. And he's like, oh, but the pebble. Lucky for him, he sees, or he hears that he hears wrestling on the other side of the river. And he sees the paws of a cat. He can't see their face because there's like a tree branch in the way. For no reason in particular, it's normal. Anyway, he calls out to that cat, and he's like, hey, can you get me that pebble over there? The purple, the pretty one. And the cat silently obliges, picks up the pebble. He kind of hesitates before jumping across. He hesitates at the river, then he jumps across the border to drop the pebble by Venom Paw. And when they both look up, they realize, hey, I know you. Because wouldn't you know it, the cat Venom Paw runs into is none other than Deadpaw. And so Venom is excited. He's surprised and excited to see the cat he thought was gone. And Deadpaw is surprised to see someone he knows. And they kind of talk about... They have like a brief conversation, and then they part ways. But before that, Venom, before they like leave earshot of each other, Venom blurts out can we meet again? And Deadpaw says, yeah, sure. And so they begin They begin a friendship. They meet up at the pebbly shore semi-regularly. And Venom learns that Deadpaw left Moon Clan to join a group. He joined a cat named Rose Ear and her group of cats And Venom tells Deadpaw about, like, things going on in his life. They talk about just everything, really. They fall into a very easy friendship. And it is not long before they both catch feelings. Yeah. Venom falls hard. But they continue their friendship. Venom's just kind of like, oh, you know, it's whatever. I don't know how to explain it in a way that isn't just me gushing about my gay cats. Anyway. So they get closer, and Venom starts to feel feelings. He has rarely feel feelings he's rarely felt before. And then, what's it so far? And then, a couple moons later, Venom has earned his name Venom Strike. And they've talked about it. Whatever. One day he goes to meet up with Deadpaw, and Deadpaw doesn't show up. And so he's like, oh, that's weird. And so he leaves and he comes back the next day, and Deadpaw isn't there again. And so he doesn't know where Deadpaw is living, besides whatever descriptions the cat has given him. He does know the direction Deadpaw goes in, and he knows that he can find wherever the group is by following the river, because that's what Deadpaw said. So he hops over, no, he doesn't hop over the border. He follows the river, until he finds Deadpaw talking with some other cats, and he kind of watches them, but Deadpaw spots him pretty easily. And it's like, what are you doing here? And so Venom comes out of hiding, and they talk. And Venom meets Deadpaw's friends. He meets... I'm trying to think who's there. He meets Rapid Breeze, and he meets Rose Ear. he meets he meets Dead's friends. And they're chatting and talking until out comes Venom's friend / sister, Piper Breeze, or Piper Shine. Piper Breeze. And she's like, she was watching as well. And she is extremely suspicious of these cats because it has become known by the clan cats that the cat named Rose Ear, her group is associated with the story's big bad, Crimson Sky. And the rumor is that Rose Ear has been stealing clan cats to build Crimson Sky's army, which, I mean, isn't not true, but it doesn't stay true. How does this look on that screen? Does that look black enough? I'm gonna go. Okay. My screen's all messed up. I can't tell what colors are what. Anyway. She's sneaking around. She's watching these cats, converse. But she is also spotted by Deadpaw and is attacked until, Venom is like, oh, wait, that's my friend. And Piper says, it's time to go home, come on. And she and Juniper already had to hear about they've heard about the mysterious cat that Venom goes to meet, and very clearly has a crush on. What they didn't know was that the cat is from Crimson Sky's group. That the cat is part of the Cats of Crimson Sky. And she's like, what are you thinking? Are you stupid? And she ends up having a great distaste for Deadpaw. Because, well, she thinks he's part of the Cats of the Crimson Sky. Trying to think what I want to do with his design. Anyway, her dislike of Deadpaw does not dissuade Venom from meeting up with his friend. He's just a little more secretive about it. And it does kind of put a rift in his and Piper's friendship for a bit. And then eventually, there's plot stuff. I don't know how deep I want to get into the plot in this, like, overview of Venom. Because he's not super involved. Like I said, he and Sweet Storm are, they're kind of just doing their own thing while the plot is happening elsewhere. But I guess the next point in the plot that's important is the rebellion, right? So over with Rose Ear's group, things are happening. Mainly tied to them going against Crimson Sky. And they've chosen to warn the clans about an upcoming attack. And one cat is sent to each clan. Even though Deadpaw was born in Moon Clan, he volunteers to go to Sun Clan. And, well, he does. And he runs into Venom and is like, hey, I've got to see your leader. I have something to say to them. And so they go, and Venom, God, there's too many names. Deadpaw informs Rosie Star about the upcoming attack, and they're both a little worried, but it's whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Okay, that's not working. Why does this look bad? I don't know how to make it look good. I don't even know why it looks bad. Hello. Oh boy, I sure do love drawing the same line 50 times and then still not liking it. Where was I? The battle. Hello, welcome again, CRK lover. Let us cut to the battle. I don't think anything significant to Venom happens in the battle. The significant part is after. He meets up with there's a gathering between two between the anyway, let me recalibrate my sentence. That's alright, CRK lover, it's fine. I appreciate when you can come to streams. Never force you guys don't have to force yourself to come here. But I enjoy your company when you do. Anyway, after the battle, a meeting is held between the clans that includes all three clans and the rebels. Rosier's rebels. And while they are discussing things, Venom and Deadpaw talk. And there is discussion in this meeting of the rebel cats possibly joining and rejoining the clans. Some cats are against this because, well, most of Rose-Ear's group is made up of former cats, or cats who were born in the clans, and chose to leave. I feel like he needs another color. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with Venom. With his colors. Anyway. There is discussion about the cats, the rebels joining the clans. And Venom kind of offers, he's like, if you want, I know Moon Clan isn't really a home for you anymore. If you want, you could join Sun Clan. And Deadpaw kind of half-heartedly agrees. He's like, yeah, maybe. And then after that, they agree to talk again and meet at their usual spot. But shoot, I forgot to mention an important thing. Okay, so if you were here when I started this lore dump, I talked about how the way Venom and Deadpaw met back up. Give me a second. Sorry, my throat's like sore or something. But anyway, I talked about how Venom and Deadpaw re-met up, when Venom asked Deadpaw to retrieve a stone for him. And at some point in the story, while they are meeting up, Deadpaw gives that stone Venom Strike gives that stone to Deadpaw. And Deadpaw happily takes it, and it's like a whatever. Anyway, the importance of that is the fact that when Venom goes to meet up with Deadpaw the next day, what he comes to instead is, or what he finds instead is that stone wrapped in a leaf and no Deadpaw. And he kind of gets into that spiral again of, well, maybe if I wait here, they will come back. Even though deep inside his heart he knows for a fact that he knows what the leaving of the rock means, but he doesn't wanna believe it. And so he does his waiting thing for a couple days until he kind of gives up. And then, like a moon later, he goes to the pebble patch by the river, and who's standing there but Deadpaw? And Venom kind of freaks out until Deadpaw explains himself, and then officially joins SunClan. And unfortunately, I have run out of time. I'll mess with this design off stream whenever. I have run out of time. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will be back again tomorrow, as always, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Have a good day. Bye.